does a hero truly need?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the draft here on this Navi Vega waiting room. My name's Dragon Drop.
Wow.
I'm joined by Skim. It's Effect versus Comanche. Both of these teams are out. What more
You're
can you
not
say?
wrong, but wow. That's minus 25 MMR.
Oh, come on, dude.
If
Come
we
on.
were on the Moondog stream, that is minus 25 MMR.
It doesn't matter,
Uh,
dude. I have 10k cast MMR. I don't even care.
damn. You have a point. These two teams have been out of the running for a while now. You know, Comanche 1-7, Effect 2-6. Even though I do think there's a lot of potential here, and I think they are sort of on an even level. They just don't measure up against the rest, but that makes this match maybe all the more interesting. Both teams are out. There's nothing on the line here, and they're sort of equal on level. Maybe they'll just pull out some random ass shit.
Yeah.
Go Bloodseeker. Oh wait, Bloodseeker actually meta.
I don't know. Maybe the Broodmother. Like that has already had an impact as well. Still wouldn't call it meta per se, but it's just like maybe in the minds for some of these players. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Right, these are the kind of games that you're looking for to still be entertaining. Because yeah, both of these teams, that's all you really look for as well. If you're these players.
10 seconds to go.
But yeah, for now it's fairly standard. Park first pick there from Comanche, and the next assassin now making it through for effect. Io's also
Yep,
not been banned actually.
very
Either's the Dogma.
very safe picks here for both teams. Really, it's kind of crazy that we sort of
10
evolved
seconds to
into a
go.
meta where Puck is sort of like first pick material when for like a year almost
5
Puck
seconds.
wasn't on anybody's radar at all. But that's just Dota sometimes.
Reserve
Oh,
time.
it does happen. But yeah, Effect definitely thinking long and hard about the second pick, right? Makes assassin flexible enough for just solid, versatile enough in general that doesn't really lock you too much into one particular game plan. But ideally you have some sort of follow up here, some heroes that can take advantage of him scouting out some targets that bring that extra bit of burst damage and make sure you can just pick up a greater number of heroes. Of course, it's already great against the Puck in its own right, but of course, still 4 more picks left for Comanche. Maybe we'll just go Invoker eventually, who knows?
They're taking a lot of time here for the second pick. Again,
Yeah.
considering the circumstances. Whew. But I guess maybe they're already thinking, what they want to do in terms of like game plan. Do they want to nail down something in terms of lanes especially? But I don't know. You don't really see teams taking that much time for the first two picks. That's a bit weird.
Still on the Venom answer. Probably core, probably safe lane, but I think I've seen him mid as well in this tournament.
Have we even seen a support Venomancer in this tournament?
I don't think so.
10 seconds to go.
No,
It's not
today
bad
I've seen
by
him
any
even in
means.
the off lane in some sort of
5
aggro lane.
seconds.
That was a bit interesting.
It's not even bad by any means. It's just
No.
weird.
Reserve time.
Well, come on, you're gonna have to try and deal with that. Maybe pick up some sort of hero that can pick up a pipe of some sort. Definitely help. There's really not much else we can read into this. We
Hey,
can maybe. Oh, Juggernaut.
you know me. I like it when teams pick up heroes that can go for utility items like mech or pipe.
Oh yeah.
I do think it's very underrated to not go for these items, especially on heroes that can or maybe even should build into them. But I definitely think this might be something worth looking into. Their heroes so far are
10 seconds
not
to
necessarily
go.
not really tanky. They do have a bit of. I think Puck has a magic
Radiance
resist
ban.
talent. I'm not 100% sure right now. Actually, no, he has a magic amplification. Anyway, so in that regard, yeah, you definitely want to consider that, especially. There's also like a push potential kind of thing where Puck and Juggernaut aren't really the best to deal with the
Dyer's ban.
wards. They're just very annoying, and you don't really want to get kited as the Juggernaut. I'm actually surprised they picked the Juggernaut into it because Venomancer can kite him around quite nicely.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic because if
Radiance
you go in
ban.
with the spin and then get hit by the gale, it doesn't affect you. But if you get hit by the gale first, you can't spin off the slow attached to it. So it might be an issue for Juggernaut this particular game. it's I guess the
10
healing
seconds
ward
to
though. That's
go.
kind of the big one. Because oftentimes Venomancer, as long as he gets his
5
ultimate off, a
seconds.
Gale on a few heroes, a bunch of wards down and right clicks, you'll still win the team fight. Just even if you lose a
Dire
couple of
pick.
heroes, just because everyone's taken out so hard. But if Comanche get
Radiant
these
pick.
kills or retreats, then he'll have the healing ward to fall back on to avoid that without costly TPs back to base. So I like it in that sense. And after that, we'll just have to see where else Comanche want to take this draft.
10 seconds to go.
All sustain, okay.
Witch Doctor.
Dire's pick.
This I wonder what kind of lineup they're going for. Yeah, you know, they do have a lot of sustain, but their push is also outside of the sustain not really that strong just yet either. The lanings are, I feel like they're too transparent with the lanes.
10
The Juggernaut
seconds
is
to go.
very unlikely going to be mid. It is possible, you know, with Juggernaut mid and Puck off lane, that
5
is still
seconds.
possible, but it is super unlikely. It seems more likely to have, you know, traditional Juggernaut safe and Puck mid
Reserve
because
time.
I don't know, that's just how Dota works.
Yeah.
I feel like having the Juggernaut mid would actually be a weakness in this lineup right now because, you know, you want the Juggernaut on the safe lane with the Witch Doctor to then push into the tier 1.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think they have a good lineup right now. They're very flexible with everything. Really, they don't really give anything away. They have the Earthshaker to divert those pushes, and they have a lot of control right now to deal with the Puck or even the Juggernaut in worst case scenario.
Yeah, they have a pretty solid foundation. Now they just need to pick up some strong damage dealers out of. I guess the support position is open as well as the mid, if that's a safe lane Veno. Seems to be like the most popular way to run it. Do you pick up some physical damage here, or do you just double down on like the
10
Venomancer
seconds to
Veil, just
go.
amplifying all this magical damage kind of stuff?
5 seconds.
Right.
Queen of Pain. So it's a core
Radiant
Venomancer, carry Venomancer,
Yep.
which we see in
Dire's
NA a
ban.
lot. EG started the trend, and then other teams started picking it up. It is very strong for a lot of reasons. You could know the Venomancer could just split push. Is sort of self-sustainable.
Radiant's ban.
Bit difficult to gank once he picks up certain items. But with the DK, that definitely rounds out the Comanche lineup a bit more.
It's gonna bring up DK as an option, just because, yeah, we were talking about Top Pusher earlier. It definitely adds it to that. Very
10
hard to
seconds to
gank
go.
bring down. Decent matchup against the Queen of Pain mid.
5 seconds.
Seems to be like a good choice. Of course, you're kind of locked into the lanes right now because it's never going to be a roaming Puck, which means
Reserve
last pick for
time.
Comanche will be a roaming hero. They banned out the Kunkka. There's still like heroes like, what's actually left in the pool? Spirit Breaker, Pudge come to mind. Or do you just
You
go
need
for another safer support?
you need something with more control. Earth Spirit could be an option. You definitely need like a lot of control to deal with the Queen of Pain. Otherwise, you don't really have anything aside from the Puck. I guess you have the Witch Doctor and the Dragon Knight, but those aren't really like reliable ways to deal with the Queen of Pain because the DK would need a blink or a setup, and the Witch Doctor cask is also something she can blink away from. So ideally, you get something that can deal with that. Potentially, also has a lot of burst damage by himself, because otherwise, in the mid game, Comanche doesn't really have any damage. DK doesn't really deal that much damage instead of Breathe Fire. Juggernaut is also very limited to spells in the mid game, early mid game certainly. Puck, yeah, but since he's an offlaner, he's not going to get as many levels. So I think they need a roaming support that can deal with all of that.
Pick.
And maybe even they go greedy and go for a jungler. That could work as well if they want to go greedy lineup. But no, they go with a bounty hunter. That's damage, but no control.
Yeah, it's definitely shoring up some of their weaknesses, right? And helps them get over that slump just with the track goal. I mean, if you get going early, if you make use of that burst damage from the showy
10
toss,
seconds to go.
then you can definitely use that to snowball
5
into some sort of
seconds.
push strat and get the items that you need to just offset this damage disadvantage and whatnot. But that's all dependent on the bounty hunter getting these levels, and might not have an easy time doing so. Based on our last pick, is that off lane Veno, some sort of aggro lane? Huh. Interesting how this works out. It's definitely a one position raise. I'm not picking that one up. But usually the off lane player, I want to say.
Oh my god, I was muted.
You were
Oh my
muted,
god,
yeah.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I literally just said, Nongrata is the offlane player, so
Yeah.
It probably is an offlane Venom. Yeah, they could go for an aggressive Treading though. They could go for an aggressive Treading with the Razor. Razor is
10
one of those
seconds
heroes
to
that
go.
can excel in an aggressive Treading scenario, and even against, and then the Bounty Hunter is weak against Trellings because he doesn't really do anything in Trellings. His only sort of power is the fact that he can deal a little bit of damage, and he can be nuisance, but in Trellings that's not sustainable. So if they did go for an aggressive Trelling, what could he really do? He could be nuisance towards the Queen of Pain, that's for sure. Maybe against the Venomancer, but like I said earlier, the Venomancer is fairly tanky actually, and can be very sustainable given certain items.
And another thing. Are Zeke and Alpha Ninja gonna switch heroes? Or is this the way it's going to be now?
Is this a core shaker? Is this a core shaker?
I mean, you are up against a
Give it to me.
Dragonite, it's a melee mid.
Give it to me.
It's not out of the picture by any means. Oh, I'd love to see
Give-
that actually, but
give me the
support
core
co-op from
shaker.
Zeke. Oh man, this is a treat. This is what we're expecting. Just some bit of a clowny way, not exactly clowny drafts, but less conventional ways to run these drafts.
I just checked their match data, and apparently he already played a roaming co-op against Navi.
Yeah.
And they lost, but still.
Better get ready.
They with least deaths.
Damn. A roaming Queen of Pain. I haven't seen it in a while.
Save Mountain survives a lot. First player to get 50 last hits. Yeah, that's exactly right. Queen of Pain. No wait, that's not the mid. Alpha Ninja. Total number of trees destroyed.
With
Last
30
time there were no
minutes.
heroes that would destroy trees. It was still at 51 to 175, so I'll pick that.
First
That's
place
the
I got
one
50 to nice.
50 nice.
Venomancer. I trust in the Venomancer. Oh wait, it's an offlane Venomancer, never mind.
So we're gonna pick Alpha Ninja. He's gonna be the CS bastard in mid. Then again,
30
there's
seconds
also
to
a
showtime.
bounty hunter. Knowing things a bit, so maybe it's actually Martin.
This is gonna be fun.
Gonna give it to the
Like
original.
you correctly pointed out, the fact that he's up against a DK makes it much easier for him to, sustain himself in lane and get lost hits. But because of the bounty hunter, I am not too sure whether that is still true.
And they're off.
Well, this bounty hunter, we have seen one of those yesterday, I believe, wasn't it? Against from Navi, or who picked it up?
We definitely saw it, but I can't remember who right now.
That had quite a bit of an impact. Where it started off like 1 or 2 courier kills, actual hero kills here and there. So Screen can do the same thing. Then that's a hero that can work out, but if they can't, he gets caught out. I mean, King R has holding on to dust. Gotta be a bit fearful of that.
That has to be annoying for Alpha Ninja. He's already getting dual lane, and then there's like a bounty hunter waiting at the back of the lane for his courier. But this does free up the lane for Non-Grata. An offlane Venomancer can succeed if he's in a 1v1 scenario.
Not gonna be 1v1 for too long. Bounty Hunter's about to reveal himself to him. Oxen, ready with the spin here. Starting to do some damage on with the body blocks. And that Orb of Venom slow, but Non-Grata still very much alive and kicking. Has to be careful not to get hit by that extra damage though from the screen. Middle lane, still a 2v2, just heroes sitting at each other this entire time.
I'm curious how this roaming Queen of Pain is going to work out. Or, well, I guess the question is, who are they going to allocate more farm to, the Queen of Pain or the next assassin?
Yeah.
You would think that you would want to give it to the Queen of Pain, but there are upsets to giving it to the next assassin as well.
I think you can get away with just giving Nick's Assassin much priority that he gets his level 6. So like the XP priority at the very least, but Queen of Pain is the hero that like ideally wants to transition into Queen of Pain. As a core Queen of Pain.
Or Shaker might just die.
Oh wow.
Ooh, so close, but King R is gonna die.
What's the tail end of that? Did it cast
Well-
spells? Maledict? Yeah.
No, yeah, they just fought for like a solid 20 seconds or something. But Arzik is their 5 position support, so, and I did just check the last game. He definitely had much less farm than King R, so this is just a 5 position Queen of Pain and not even a 4 position one.
Yeah. Sure, I feel about that one. I mean, you can do some things with just levels, but only as far as the mid game. Oh god. Oh, they catch him inside the sentry. 2 points up in Gale, that'll do that to you.
All this.
Oh, King R! Oh!
What? Oh my god.
Oh, it's gotta feel so bad. How?
That
You
Invis
don't
rune.
expect an Invis Nyx at level 2.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
And it had the bottle as well.
Oh no.
No,
It didn't
wait,
have it.
wait, no,
It
no,
didn't
no.
have
Oh.
it. Don't lie to me, dude.
H has the bottle. H has the bottle.
Yeah, I picked that
I
one
just
up, but
didn't see them
RC comes through with a with a blink in fissure. Trying to run interference here, but trying to right click H, but they get the deny off.
Cute.
Oh man, Alpha Ninja almost takes out the Mal League. This is an interesting mid lane to say at least. All the ways in one.
I mean, hey, we wanted this, didn't we?
We did indeed. I'm not complaining. Just saying, man. It's exactly. It's so much fun.
H already brought the flying courier recipe with him.
All right. So Alpha Ninja is kind of not dominating this lane thanks to this 2v2 scenario. Witch Doctor
Well,
helping get
even-
the upper end.
even if he hadn't been dual lane, I don't think it's that of an easy lane to dominate. So overall, I'm not even sure this dual lane accomplished what it wanted to. Sure, they got a kill on King R, but they also lost the courier. So, to say the least.
Oh well. At least he's keeping up with his levels. Martin is getting pretty much free farm up top. Puck only just Hakon just trying to weave in and out. He's his own level 4, so in that sense everyone's getting really what they want really. Nongrata, same for him, almost level 5, but now it gets wrapped around again. This time around, 2 points up into Sven and some extra slows. This will be a dead hero. I think he got the healing wards with some extra gold coming his way regardless, but
Oh, mid lane.
it's screen picking
Alpha
that
Ninja
one
is
up.
stunned up.
Okay. Gets a fissure out. H might actually die here, but that maledict. Well, that last tick from the self, not gonna be enough to keep him safe, so...
They might even kill this Nyx assassin.
Oh,
Yeah.
they might indeed.
Oh,
So
not
close.
enough mana. Very close. See, now it's definitely worth it to have this dual lane mid, but...
Bottom lane again, Nongrata. Setting up against Oxen here, but the spin means that all you have is right clicks, and that's not enough. Azik trying to finish it off, but only has level 2. Blink's just short. Or at least will force Oxen to TP out, but damn.
Level
Juggernaut
2
giving
Queen
some
of
early
Pain.
kills towards that one. Towards that hero, not exactly the best way to go.
Level 2 Queen of Pain not exactly, threatening.
Yeah. Well,
Can't-
maybe with the help of
they're
King
gonna
R, they
this
get
counter.
the slow off from the dust. Maybe we'll finish screen off, but oh, King R. The creeps almost finish him off. Zeus ult now, please.
Bounty Hunter also frustrated and kept pinging him. Like, guys, 1 HP, somebody do something.
That's where everyone pings like TP on cooldown. I don't have a TV. No mana. Just all these excuses. So yeah. Screen is still doing fine though, right? I think 1, 2, and 2. Decent kill involvement, and he's getting his levels.
Oh, for sure, it could be worse. It could definitely be worse, but it also could be much better. They haven't, or I guess they haven't really found the high priority targets with him that they wanted to. They did get the Urshak earlier, but without him, they might get the Svetomancer, which would be nice.
Yeah.
Yep, should be that.
As soon as Oxen picked up these face boosts, just a free kill every single time it kind of crosses this line.
Yep, and that's where they have to start wondering, should we, move a support there permanently?
Oh.
The next assassin was there earlier, but he constantly moves back again, and if you look at the levels on the supports on the dice side, they're actually so low level. Oh, never mind. Queen of Pain did hit level 4. Alright. That is still fine. It's still not great either.
Yeah.
No breaking through the dire structure.
Especially if you compare it to like the Bounty Hunter and Okay, mid lane actually. Follow-up start on Dragon Knight here. They do lock him in with the fissure, so that works out. The cast bouncing through, and that's a very tanky hero. He's being his damage stolen. The Echo Slam comes out, not really connecting in anybody, but they still get the kill. But at what cost? They only lost off an Ninja Martin. Made rotation just to die. Screen, no tractors yet, or else it would have been absolutely disastrous. Zeke doesn't have another blink, so can't finish off the park here, so he can instead throw down some right clicks onto the Witch Doctor together with King R. So that'll be that. I think the Sentry Ward expired, so you can't get the last hit on the Observer Ward. Are you freaking kidding me?
The funny thing is he died, like the Witch Doctor died because he did want to get that D-Ward. If he hadn't gone for the D-Ward, he would have survived as well. A bit of a questionable decision to go for the DK when he had a DD rune and his Dragon form on. But that was just asking really for trouble.
Yeah.
That's why the trade was definitely not favorable. And well, I guess at least the support's got a lot of levels or a bit of experience, I suppose. Almost level 5 on both the Queen of Pain and the Nyx Assassin. But yeah, they're still definitely behind in comparison to the Witch Doctor and the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter almost level 6, actually.
Yep. Right, I have one question for you. How are they destroying so many trees? Because the prediction just popped up. I guess there's a few Quelling Blades here on the field, but...
Quelling Blades, yeah. Quelling Blades, Tangos. I mean, if everybody starts off with like a set of Tangos, that's already, what, 20, 40? Yeah, 40?
Yeah.
40 trees. So... And then just 10 Quelling Blade hits. That should be enough.
Well, if you need your prediction guide, always go for the 51 to 175 at the very least.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's very easy to hit.
Yeah.
It's very easy to hit.
Alright. How's Effect recovering from this? Because right now, the highest farmer is still quite a ways away from the Dragon Knight. That's Razor up top, who kind of wants to be ahead.
Well, the issue for Effect is that they don't have a core that is going to come online fairly soon. The Earthshaker mid, he won't get a Blink Dagger anytime soon. I mean, he's going for Treads now, and then because he's had not best lane, he's not going to get to like a mobility item anytime soon, and their supports certainly aren't either. So the only thing they really can do is just try and slow down the game a bit and try and farm up safely. This may not help. Nope, this alright. They're safe.
They use some spells on an Earthshake Illusion, nothing major, unfortunately. So, but they did commit the Dragon Knight ultimate, so they will try and finish off this tower effect. Getting ready to fight them. King R showing himself. Martin now revealing as well. That's a good fissure block, but not quite good enough. Well, Naya able to just walk it off. And that'll be that. At the very least, they keep the tower alive for a little bit longer. But bottom lane at the same time, that's being pressured.
And they did invest 4 heroes into this. Oh, they're still gonna go for it!
Might get him here. Don't think he expected that. He's trying to go for the TP out and... okay. That was very decisive.
By the way, this Queen of Pain doesn't even have boots. Just going straight for the Veil of Discord.
You just forget you don't have boots.
You know what? I'm just gonna do that in my next pop game. I'm gonna blame pro players for this.
Oh god, no. That's an actual hashtag blame skim moment. Just can't just waltz it off on Team Effect.
But yeah, I do think that these kind of pickups are great for Effect, obviously, but at the same time, they can't really always go for this. They invested 4 heroes for this. They were also a bit lucky because I don't think the DK expected this at all. And overall, it is great. It just buys them a lot of time, but they should still try and slow down the game a little bit. Try and not die by the Juggernaut. Is that fine? Alright, it's gonna survive.
They actually have nothing against spin TP, so it comes to that. He doesn't even have TP right now on screen. Well, he's caught out by Zeke, who hit us level 6, so
they get the Juggernaut!
Oh, what they do? Oh, no way! I just track him down inside the woods. Alright, that's good.
And I guess they get the tower with the catapult.
Yeah, you can't deny against catapults. Way too strong. But yeah, I mean, good couple of kills, especially the Juggernaut, who's been starting to get out of control. Screen as well with level 6. Like every single track kill that they get is just gonna skew things more and more in favor of Comanche in these kind of skirmishes.
This Queen of Pain is absolutely hilarious to me. No boots, and I'm not even sure if he's gonna go for Veil of Discord because the the Venomancers are obviously going for one. I'm not sure they need two.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
still,
it's some good value even for support squad,
Yeah.
isn't it?
definitely, it's one of the best, most value items for any interior, really. Looks like top lane, Comanche will try and go for a push
Good
here.
double stun. It's only King R up here now. He's being tracked up. In real trouble. Spin to win. Oxen committing for that, but man, we're just waiting for that. With TP still doing that damage. A couple of right clicks down. They need more control though to finish him off, and instead the control comes from Hakon. They find another bit of a nuke on the screen. That should have been also with the track. He will stick out the damage over time. Now the cask bouncing very close to the heroes here now. Back up to the high ground here. Bring down the Queen of Pain. Another spin. Also brings down Grotto low. He's also tracked up at this point. Death Ward keeping them away, keeping them from committing here onto this Witch Doctor, and Oxen just ready to clean house. Can't quite get Madden because he's taking up with the ultimate going. There was quite a few
TP.
crit kills in the middle of that.
Unfortunately for them, the Urshika didn't have a TP, and even if he had one, it was on cooldown. That is unfortunate for them. They got kited very well. I think Comanche, it was a very smart decision to go back into that fight with the Witch Doctor and the Juggernaut as backup. Beautiful coil from Puck as well, and overall just overextension from Effect. I just don't think they should be trying to force these fights. Their lineup is just not made for those fights.
Yes,
For those,
especially
yeah.
now if it's that staggered. I mean, King R, I'm not sure how far his ultimate was, whether he kind of had to pop it, or whether he still had some extra time, but yeah, he kind of got the 2-man stun, but there was no immediate follow-up for it here. This looks better, right? You already have Man going with the stag link, one more right click will do the trick. The Omni Slash comes out, will not nearly be enough damage, but it might put him over the edge with the Maledict, and yeah, in fact, Man will tick out that. So much damage. Screen, oh, he's still fighting here. That's a lot of burst damage from the Shuri Toss as well. A couple right clicks here and there with the Urn. That's a double kill for Age. He's just snagging these one ups. Meanwhile, in the back,
Yeah,
half of
Ninja
Ninja.
find the
What
top.
is he doing here? Oh.
well, he was
Effect
also
is falling
very close
apart.
to his Blink Dagger. Almost had it. You know, he's still 500 gold away from it.
Oh, Skim.
Dire's top tower.
Where are
I
we
don't
now?
know. The fact, again, I just don't see why they force these fights. Like you pointed out, I think it would have been a good pickoff if they just get the Juggernaut right.
The Dire might want
But the Urshika coming in there, I don't know, that was a bit too forced. Maybe he felt a bit guilty from the last engagement where he couldn't be part of. But overall, I just... Oh, King R, gonna cancel TP.
towers get
Cheeky.
banged up.
That's it.
I can definitely understand just trying to fight. But when you're so close to these kind of core items, like Alpha Ninja with the Blink, he would have probably had it by now if he just farmed it up. Then, not sure if the Veil was up already on the Venomancer at that point, I think so. But yeah, I mean...
But
At
the
least
thing
wait for
is-
the Blink.
But the thing is, their lineup doesn't even fight that well just yet. Especially, of course, because they do not have the Blink. But overall, the abilities on Comanche are just that much stronger without items right now. And I feel like, in fact, they need items in order to be able to fight. You do want something more on the Razor, Sanj or Yasha, maybe both even. Similarly, the Venomancer earlier, when he did use his ultimate, it was without the Veil of Discord. The Queen of Pain is dead.
Yep.
And she's just a support, so obviously she can't really contribute much either. And the Earthshaker, without mobility, is just not that great of a hero right now. So I'm not sure why they keep forcing those fights. If they can find a pickoff like they did earlier, that's great, but they should just not overcommit for them.
Radiant's mid
Well,
tower
maybe now Alpha Ninja just picked up the big old item. And Age is actually
something about
caught out potentially. King R, I'm not sure if he actually saw him. He's actually tracking Hakon. Would have been an easy Witch Doctor kill otherwise, but... Oh. Wasn't to be.
He wants this puck so badly. His teammates are also very much behind him. He has to hit the stun without the hit, I think.
I think so,
Alright.
yeah. You would have needed to.
It's already not going to happen. Bit obvious because Puck did have the vision on the Queen of Pain and the Earthshaker because of the ward that the Witch Doctor placed earlier.
Yep.
If it hadn't been for that, or if there had been smoke, that might have been a kill. But also a very good ward. And yeah, like I said, if he had seen the Witch Doctor, maybe he also would have known about the ward, because the only reason for the Witch Doctor to be there is really just
Yep.
for warding purposes.
Just one of these things that you just miss by like 1 or 2 seconds. Because... the cool thing is they won't even know about it. They don't even know that it was so close, but we do.
Radiant's
Yep.
Yeah. Gonna have to
Missed
take what they
encounter.
get. Effect now. Grouping up sort of as 5, deciding what they want to do next. Up and J. To maybe farm some more jungles, trying to... I don't think you want to go mid right now, dude. I really don't
Oh,
know
they
if
do
you
have a
want to.
blink.
Hope the dire will
Tao's already dead, King asks these 3 heroes, 3 very strong heroes at this point. Things of their own, a tanky Dragon Knight. And Grata still sending up bottom together with Martins, being scouted out by Screen, but now middle lane back there.
radiant structures must have been fortified.
Now with these 2 heroes being left, maybe you can go on them. The stun will only hit on one, silence comes through, follow up with the fissure. Puck, Echo Slam brought down here with the Sonic Wave, also hitting on a Dragon Knight. Do you have anything left to cancel TP? The answer is no. That's a bit unfortunate, not getting the Dragon Knight on top, but Minotaur on bottom, Screen to get the TP out. Still dead?
No.
No way, okay.
It's a bit awkward. You definitely want to get that DK kill there as well. They invested quite a little bit into that. But again, these are the good pickoffs. They made sure that this was a secured pickoff. They knew where the Witch Doctor was. They knew where the Juggernaut was. So yeah, sure, let's just go for this. I don't think they saw the Bounty Hunter, but I'm not sure that would have made a bit difference anyway. But just interesting thing I wanted to note. This Witch Doctor is level 11, the same level as the almost the same level as the cores on the other side. I don't know, but I don't know why, but he's just spent the last almost like 5 minutes just farming.
Why not? Gotta farm to let it go. Or look at it go, rather. God damn it, I messed it up. But yeah, only slash now to Zeke. Didn't have to blink off cooldown. Sad face.
Minus MR. That's all I have to say.
How was your cast, by the way? You cast it on Crucible, right?
Oh yeah, I did do the thing. It was actually pretty fun. We cast it in front of 150 people. That was a weird.
Hey, just like right now. At least on stream. There's probably some more watching in game, so shout out to you guys. Hashtag shameless plug, follow us at Skim Gaming and at Dragon Drop Dota. Meanwhile,
Follow that
watch
Dream
this. Benoit says, DED dead. Mount is set to try and turn this around. He gets a link off started on Oxen, and he can keep it up. King R, he's tracked up, but he still gets a stun onto Witch Doctor. That should be counter kill. Kept alive, but a mech here for a little bit longer. Now Hakon, well, able to get a counter kill with that. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 for now, but Screen, well, bit of division of him.
Yeah, they had a sentry.
Oh,
They had
yeah,
a sentry
okay. Oh, yeah,
placed, and
there is.
I believe somebody even popped the dust, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't think he
Overall-
had the dust on him at the end there, but yeah, the sentry still keeping vision on him.
Overall, still great engagement from Comanche. They found the Venomancer kill and only traded both supports for it, and I believe it was a Trek kill as well. Yeah, should have been a Trek kill. Should have been. I'm not actually entirely sure. Either way, a bit unfortunate. If the Venomancer gets his ultimate off there, maybe they can even get more kills. But overall, I don't know. It's this one ward that the Witch Doctor placed earlier. It prevented the kill on the Puck earlier, and now it enabled this kill on the Venomancer because they knew nobody was there.
So overall, I mean, if you look at the graphs, it's not actually that big of a network advantage by the numbers, but you think Comanche is still on a good path with the way the space is going?
For sure. The fact that the DK and the Juggernaut are farmed is a good sign. The Puck, theoretically, doesn't necessarily need to be up there in terms of net worth, so I think they're on a good path, but I still worry about their defense, basically, against the Venomancer siege. What do they really do once the Venomancer has set up like 10 wards or so, and they have to fight against that? And then this Razor, there's so much control with the Earthshaker, with the Nyx Assassin. I just don't think they really have that potential, so I think they need to pull ahead even further and try and bank on that advantage.
Well, they initiated with the Echo Slam, everything, including the kitchen sink, being run on the Juggernaut, and they do finish up that kill. What cost though? Look at this turnaround here, with the cast bouncing back. They already claimed Alpha Ninja.
He just stunned the catapult!
What?
DK, please!
Oh, come on.
He misclicked, and otherwise it would have been a stun on the Razor, but he stunned the catapult.
Oh, no.
Ah.
Well, that
Well,
was
yeah,
a quick
at
fire
what
round
cost,
of
really?
1-to-1 trades. Yes.
I would say that both sides didn't really invest too much either, in terms of, abilities. It's not like they committed the Venomancer ultimate for this, for example, right? And it's not like the Puck uses Dream Coil or whatever, but
Like,
overall
I think
it's still
Sonic
a bit-
Wave, though, it's still a pretty big one here for now for Zeke.
I guess, yeah, that's a good point. But, it's at the end of the day, it's also just a support, quote-unquote.
Yeah.
But still, it's still very questionable for Effect to take these kind of engagements. For now, I guess it is sort of in their favor because Juggernaut was higher, or still is higher net worth than the Earthshaker. But the Earthshaker does not have great farm for core Earthshaker.
Team's just meandering about this Roche Pit now, which it's another target that neither team really has an easy time taking, I suppose. Or are there any downings up already?
Or the Juggernaut.
I think so. Okay. Gonna go again. They will be able to finish him off another time. That only slash bounce between two heroes should be fine. But the mechanism and the healing was still going, keeping him alive, ready for turnaround. The rest of his team putting on a lot of damage here towards Madden as well as Angrado. Got his own ultimate off. Follows actually kind of crazy lacking here. The stun from King Ao on point on that. The bounce back though from the cast will keep both King Ao and Grado out of the fight, and that allows the rest of them to focus on the raids. A high value target taken out, Shaco. Or Hakon. Getting a double kill in the end. King Ao though, no Grado is still not done yet. Gale on 2, King Ao trying to go for the stun. This time it will be dodged. Now the spin, no more mana, no more defensive utilities, it just go way too far. Very questionable decision to go up high ground into shrine like this.
Yes. By the way, do you see the 2 wards inside the shrine?
I do indeed.
That is like it's the flag ward all over again.
I know, right?
No, it's an observer and a sentry.
Okay, that makes sense.
Anyway, that was once again a questionable fight. I do think it was great the way they thought. You know, they were about to take the kill on the Juggernaut. They timed it perfectly with his spin. Oh, Isaac, is he gonna die?
He
should be able to escape. But yeah, they didn't have any vision past the lane really. They do have a deep ward next to the tier 2, but they didn't see the others close to the Roshan pit. If they had known that, they would have probably never engaged there. And great response from Comanche.
Yeah.
Great spell usage as well with the Witch Doctor and the puck.
Screen keeps going on Zeke. Do they have the detection here? Oh, okay. That is an ultimate. They bring both of these down.
Yeah. The thing is, if this was any other lineup, I'd probably say, you know, just go Roshan. And they might still do it, but man, their Roshan is like, they just don't deal that much damage right now.
Yeah.
If the puck was alive, they could probably contest this.
It's gonna take them a while. I also stole not affect Roshan. It's a bit annoying.
Only heroes.
Yep. But isn't Roshan like half a hero?
No.
Like the way he's coded? He's like doing hero damage. He's canceling styles and shit.
Yeah, but he's not really affected by anything that affects heroes.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like amplify damage? Anyway, it doesn't work. That's all you need to know. And now, Alpha Ninja, he's pretty dead. That's all you need to know too. Or is he? Maybe not. That's a fact.
If the Death Ward had automatically targeted Alpha Ninja, he would have actually been dead.
Yeah.
That was actually not a bad play from the Witch Doctor. It's a bit of a shame that he died, and this might cost them a tier 2 tower, but, you know, well, it was a cute play.
Radiant's mid tower's getting banged up.
Ninja holding onto the Aegis, so you can go super ham and then still maybe survive. Screen started to set up here with the tracks, so that'll be useful in a number of ways. But they will still be able to finish off this tower.
Tower's getting the business.
Hakon is sitting in the side here in case there's an opening, but Effect being very conservative about this. Just letting the wards
Look at these wards. Plague wards, goddammit. It is absolutely annoying to deal with this, and you can see how hesitant they were. Part of that is because they didn't have the Witch Doctor with them, and they didn't really want to commit to a fight, but part of that is also because if the 2 heroes, the Dragon Knight and the Juggernaut, just walk up there, they get kited by, or they get slowed down by the Plague wards quite significantly. And that is going forward going to be a huge concern. The fact that Venomancer can kite them around and slow them down like that. If he goes for other utility items, maybe like a Heaven's Halberd, that could be even more significant.
I do not necessarily agree with this rotation here, unless they can somehow get Madness already behind the T2. They're committing with the car on top of it. No TPs to help him out, so that'll still be a death. Drackle on 5 ended up working out, but was very uncommon to see the team that doesn't have the Aegis smoke up like this, go towards high ground. I mean, the smoke was even popped by Zeke, and ultimately not able to run far enough away.
It wouldn't have been that bad of a movement if the creep wave had been a bit closer towards the tower. That would have meant that they definitely take a tier 2, but because the creep wave's so far out, they probably can't translate into it into an objective. They might be able to force it, but Effect could technically fight it. They just did take a tier 2 themselves, and they could even slow down the push if the Nexus Assassin hadn't moved towards the creep wave, but chooses not to.
Yeah.
And the Dragon form runs out. But looks like they're gonna just forfeit the tower, maybe?
Yeah.
Is walking up there.
Tower will definitely fall before they can get here. King Arl looking in the back, maybe like if they're all TPing out here, maybe we can cancel one of these. And oh, he tried to go for it, showing off the blink dagger, but just a tad bit too late. That could have turned into a pretty good kill. It was not to be. Trade a 1-for-1 trade, of course a tier 2 mids. Not sure if you can even count that as a trade. It was brought down so low from earlier. Now Azik down bottom gets a blink out, being tracked, but no way to catch up with him. Where's their screen? He's hunting.
By the way, I absolutely love screen for this item build with the mech.
Yep.
And once he has Guardian Greaves, it's going to be even better. This utility bounty hunter is absolutely great. He could even transition himself into sort of like Solar Crest later, have himself with himself. Very good item choice so far. And he could also, he could also be the one to go for the pipe once he has the Guardian Greaves.
Now group up at the top lane. They straight up tower kill. They still hold on to the Aegis for another couple of minutes. So Comanche have to be very choosy about the fights that they want to take. Instead, they're on the other side of the map, all across here, just farming up Ancients, trying to get the next item, which is a Diffuse Blade and Juggernaut, so that's coming up soon. Huge damage amplification. We have a Yules on the park, he's working on that Aghanim Scepter. Do they want to contest this tier 2 though? Or how far do we want to let Effect push this?
Well, since Hakon can't TP, you shouldn't contest it.
Got it. 5 seconds.
At least not for the next 5 seconds. They might afterwards. Bluff is going to delay it quite a bit. But since this is just extra time for the Venomancer to build up the wards, I'm not even sure you should go into this.
Okay, instead, Effect is going in here to find the lockdown. Onto the Bounty Hunter, he gets a 4-step down, should actually be able to survive now. Death Ward on top of the coil here, a lot of damage being done to half an inch. Nongrata comes in, try and trade for screen with that ultimate. 2-front trade, that's the only the Aegis gonna get him a second time. Blink up to the high ground, they do see him and they do cancel that particular teleport. So now Alpha is caught between a rock and a rock here, these two big statue thingies on either side of him. Double kill for Oxen. They only lost the Bounty Hunter, did they?
Only lost the Bounty Hunter.
King Ao!
Nexus.
What is King Ao doing? Why is he in the base?
That's a good question. I didn't quite follow it. He might have thought that it was the safest place for now. It wasn't. I guess the Dire did take the tier 2 tower, so that's sort of okay. But overall, I just don't know why they take these fights. They take these fights where they don't even have vision. They have a good ward behind. They had a good ward behind them. And again, I was just about to make a point how they set up the wards, so it's going to be difficult for Comanche to take the fight to them. So why did they fight in a place where they didn't have any vision and they didn't have the plague ward set up either? So they just deliberately choose to fight on the terms that are disadvantageous to them, and well, they paid for it very dearly. And their items just don't support, or their position in this game just don't support the kind of behavior or style that they're exhibiting right now. They don't have the greatest items on this Earthshaker. Once he gets caught out like that, what is he going to do? With a track, he can't use his Shadow Blade really, and he's going to be stuck there. He doesn't have a BKB just yet. He's going to be close to it.
It's Coil 2, Azik checked up, but not quite there just yet. He snaps the coil. But not sure it toss, but he's far enough out of range.
This Nexus Assassin might die. Watch Doctor is gonna. Yep. That should be his death.
He's making a fight for it. He actually gets
no,
the link out, so well played from King R.
He's actually gonna go down.
Yeah.
Well,
They really want to kill him though. The Field Blade on this slash, yeah, that's a lot of hate. The bounce back to the creeper by King R. He's still alive. Oh, that would have been amazing if he somehow got another blink off.
That's a lot of tight bot.
Yeah, a lot of space created. Look at mid. That's Creep Wave battling at the tier 3 tower, doing a decent chunk of damage.
But yeah.
Taken.
Team Effect just overall, in my opinion, just don't really. I think the way they play is way too aggressive, and you know how we just cast Vega being very hesitant,
Yeah.
even though they had like a huge advantage. It feels like Effect think they're ahead further than they really are, or they feel pressured, which I'm not sure they should feel, because I think going into the late game, or it's not even the late game, but just going into the next 10 minutes or so, once the Razor gets big and once the Venomancer gets even bigger, I'm not sure Comanche can really fight that well into them. I say that now, but obviously since they did give away a lot of like crucial kills, that's going to be much easier for Comanche going forward.
Yeah.
It's, by the way, the DK with the pipe.
Oh yeah, I would love that. Not the most common hero to pick it up, but I guess if you don't have a BKB, you're also getting a lot of personal benefit off of it. And you definitely need some sort of pipe against the Venomancer just to try and nullify his impact to some degree. With that as well as there's a lot of other magic damage coming through, but now Witch Doctor he's still alive. He Echo Slam has to be committed to finish him off, and now Alpha Ninja, well, he's tracked up in the side of Shadow Blade, what you were talking about earlier. That's an easy track kill, then also get the next assassin, so not worth.
Again, they take these fights in regions where I will say at least they did have a ward here, but that was still right next to the shrine, which they don't have any vision over, so they couldn't have known if there was backup coming or not. And they committed all of this for a support Witch Doctor, who's literally the lowest net worth in the game. So they just lost 2 heroes for that. And it's not even like they're getting too much out of the other lanes. Sure, their bottom lane is pushing in, but the DK can just TP in and prevent this push.
Yep.
And that's what he's doing. They might even find a kill here, with the Juggernaut coming in from the north.
Grotto doesn't have any TPs, kind of slow. He does have a 4-staff to work with, but all he can do really is throw down that ultimate, which is pretty damn strong with that Agnum Scepter. Screen will fall to it in the end. But the fight's not over yet here. This arm now on the DK. So Hakon has to follow up. They will get the Queen of Pain. It's another support down. 1-4 trade in that sense, and that wasn't a crackle, I believe. Only Martin and then Grotto got tracked up during that.
Did you see that huge blunder from the Queen of Pain with her ultimate?
Yeah, that missed completely.
Yeah, that was... This is the kind of thing you can do if you have like 150 MS ping, but... Oof.
Well, if you have an Agnum Scepter, because at that point it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but still. Oh well, Effect, that was at least, sort of okay still. They traded... Oh.
So, 2 Invis heroes right on top of you here. That would be themselves now. Not the way to go. You need to lead off with some sort of stun. No Echo Slam,
Yeah.
so you don't actually have an instant stun, but I think you can wind up the fissure while still being Invis.
Oh yeah, of course, you can. And I wonder why he went for the hit first. If he had like a Crystallis or a Daedalus, I could understand that's a lot of damage with the Shadow Blade, but
Yeah.
without it, it feels very greedy, and I'm not even sure they would have needed that extra damage there. If anything, they desperately needed the control, but it's probably not a... And that was, once again, a fight you do not want to take, because it was right next to the shrine, which was still inactive at the time. They could have used it.
Yep.
Dyer's mid tower.
Right. As it stands, Comanche is trying to take advantage of all of these plays and misplays from Effect. They will be able to finish up the last remaining tier 2 on the Dire side. How far did they go here? Did it go high ground or did it fall back towards Roche?
I don't think they need to force anything. I think if you're Comanche, you definitely want to take your time for a little bit and start up getting a few more items. And honestly, as mean as this may sound, but you know that Effect can overextend, so just hope for them to overextend a little bit more so you get, a bigger advantage. The DK had to invest 2 items defensively, the pipe and the Force Staff, so you definitely need a damage item. He's going to go for the MKB now. And once he has 1 damage item, or maybe 2, then you could probably force something. But up until then, I think you just hope for Effect to just keep overextending and trading unfavorably. They just traded the Bounty Hunter for Queen of Pain, which I guess is sort of nice, but again, the Queen of Pain is high net worth.
Mega Knight, Courier, very dangerous positions here, but Effect just a little bit too late to actually take advantage of it. They're all smoked up as 5, King Al leading the charge in with, and Comanche are very spread out right now. Screen will be the one to pop the smoke. I think he realized he gets dusted up. So. Yeah.
Holy shit. They just heard the cue for the invis and they're like, yo, let's roll.
Base created though, look at
This
top.
guy.
Oxen doing a decent amount of chip damage here just here to Itawa. Because the creeper was already there, but now effect. Well, take out the Roche, everything is forgiven. They only rotated one back, that was Azik. The rest of them are committing into this, but they don't have the best Roche lineup, especially not without Azik, because he's Solar Crest holder. They need him in here,
They
so
can
he's
contest
scrambling
us,
back.
They're gonna.
Akon trying to whittle them away. Oxen on the stash in the middle of it, bounces back out, back towards Roche. That was a bit interesting here, not really doing too much damage. Azik with a decent ultimate bouncing through. They will find off an engine in the side, pops PB just at the edge just to get these extra bit of abilities off. Against his Drag Knight will be denied by Roche. Oh, what a fight. Not exactly the way Comanche wanted to take it. Puck not out of the woods yet either. King R ready to perhaps follow up with a blink. Did he guess correctly? Not quite. Puck made it to the high ground. Shooting Jive and Hakon able to wait out at the TP, but that was somehow successful fight from effect. Very tumbly team fight, I like to call it.
Yeah,
It's the first time I said tumbly team fight, but I think it has a good ring to it.
Was a bit sloppy from Comanche the way they initiated it with the Omni Slash, and the puck was sort of caught out at the end there. Usually you want to initiate with a puck, certainly, and then follow it up with some sort of. I mean, that's the way they've been fighting so far. They sort of lead in with the puck coil, and then they bounce around some Witch Doctor casts, and then with the ultimate they just have a lot of damage. But ultimately they couldn't take a fight on their own terms. They also didn't have any vision over that Roche pit, so that was pretty awful for them to begin with. The Bounty Hunter obviously wasn't there as well because he's dead, so I don't know. Just something that Juggernaut. Alright, he's safe.
Spin TP, still nothing against it. So.
Yeah. If you're a Comanche, you still probably should feel confident in this game. That was just a very unfavorable fight, and hopefully they realize that, you know, on their own high ground, it's gonna be much different. Especially again, if Effect are the ones to overextend. I think so far, most of the times when Effect has been the one initiating, they're usually the ones to lose the fight because they just overextend.
Yep. Well, that being said, though, well, that last fight also gave them a few extra items. BKB was finished on, what do we call it? Martin. And Agnemcept on Queen of Pain. We were talking about that earlier, so you can just draw Sonic Waves every single team fight. 35.2 second cooldown. Somehow. With a cooldown reduction talent, yeah. That's pretty damn strong. You can also use it to help push out waves. Good for high ground defense as a result. So Azik pulling his weight now with these kind of items. They are they gonna trade Raxia now because it'll be interesting. Who flinches first?
They just. I think Effect is gonna flinch first. I mean, they don't have a DK.
King R comes in, gets blinked on with the spin. Not too much damage being done. Hakon with the follow-up. Silence here, silence there, but no damage here. They get the tower. Madna with the BKB coming through. No casualties just yet, but Nongrada only got his ultimate off. That's all you're really looking for. Madden out of BKB. There's a Sonic Wave. Not really doing too much. Not quite enough to push Juggernaut over the edge, but they did manage to set up for the Witch Doctor. Meanwhile, Alpha Ninja on the high ground, able to bring down a Dragon Knight. That's almost made it worth it here, especially if we can find maybe a little bit more heroes here and there. King once again, that age-old battle. Just like in the top lane. It happens here as well, Hakon being able to get away. But hey, he is a puck. That's kind of the outcome you expect.
A bit lucky for them to get away on the Juggernaut as well. I think Juggernaut could have potentially also fallen. Overall, still a good fight for them. For Comanche, that is. Sure, they lost the DK and the Witch Doctor, but they did get the tier 3. With this, they can take down the Shrines. And the BKBs on the dire side are getting lower and lower. The BKB on the Earthshaker especially is very worrisome for them, but it's down to 7 seconds now.
Yep.
And once the DK gets his own BKB, his 10-second BKB, it's going to be really difficult for Effect to actually bring him down.
Yeah. Oh, that Spike Carapace here! Can I finish him off though? Yule Scepter still comes out. Not sure if they were ready for that here, but they line up the follow-up stuns perfectly. That's a dead puck, 75 seconds on the sidelines, 20 more on the DK. Don't want to buy back until Dragon Knight's also reappeared, so that'll be, as a result, dead melee racks at the very least, but well, maybe not. There's a buyback from the puck, he still has all the spells. That is the card on 2, Malphedict still going enough on NJ, but they bought the BKBs, but hey, guess what? We have an Agnum Scepter, so a couple of right clicks there from Oxen to try and chip away at them. Cast still bouncing. Oh, between two of these heroes in the back.
That cask!
Witch Doctor pops the ultimate now. The cast still bouncing in. That's the Aegis down. Omni-Slash isolated on the Venomancer. So he gets brought down. They will be able to find Marv the second time. He has no help whatsoever. Oh, that was almost so good, but a retreat from effect. Just being brought into... kind of hacked into pieces here. Ninja. No, not Ninja. Zeke. He was the culprit. He had the cats following him. He's bounced right next blinked right next to the Venomancer. Oh no. If it wasn't for the cast, dude, that would have been a much cleaner escape. And now,
Yeah, for sure.
it is Comanche's turn to make the trade out of it. Get the side of Rex on their own.
Gonna set the Rex. Venomancer dead for 50 seconds. Even if they buy back the Raze, I'm not sure they can really deter them here. Alright, looks like they can, but... I don't know, Comanche's still in fighting shape, I guess? No, Dragon Form runs out. Alright, looks like they're gonna just disengage.
So the range Rex are still in favor of effect, especially if they can get a few extra kills of themselves. They
Hold
should see the
DK.
TP, but they have nothing to cancel between these two heroes, so instead they're looking for the top Alpha Ninja. Already got
That's
the
a force
control
up.
up on the Dragon Knight, force up to the high ground here, but yeah, 4 heroes around you. A lot of AoE, and of course it's impaled from the King R. Made that
The
impossible.
support Queen of
to
Pain
escape.
is absolutely hilarious. It's just a walking ultimate at this point
Yeah.
because of the Aghanim Scepter. He just runs around and every time he just drops the ultimate without hesitation.
So good though, right? It's
It is.
like
It's
if that's a
it is.
core Queen of Pain, it's really bad because that's all you do. But as a 4 position, being able to transition into something like this is just kind of an added half core essentially. What it comes down to.
DK, he's saving for buyback, and he's still a bit off of his BKB. But again, once he has that, it's going to be a completely different fight. The Juggernaut, he has a Divine Rapier queued up.
What the
Let's
hell?
go, boys. Let's go.
It's one of these games, I guess. Look at this graph though. This game has been remarkably even this entire time. Even this big spike that was just down to all these buildings falling.
DK might be forced into a buyback here. They can't really let this bottom Rex fall.
Seconds, no glyph for another couple of seconds here. 5 seconds on that, and so far, well, throughout the coil on the slash, doing a decent amount of damage here, bouncing back to Martin. On top of the death ward. He's dropping very, very low, but he is still alive. Comanche don't lose any heroes of their own, don't return. And now, well, Oxen is still in the middle of that. That's Sonic Wave. Not doing nearly enough, but to get the control off on the Juggernaut, and he will not be able to come back. They do get Martin, they do get King R. Mangrata finally throws out his ultimate. He is still battling in front. Throws out the track back to screen. Not exactly what you want, so that's...
He killed himself!
He killed himself with on the Lotus Orb. With the track on top, so Alpha Ninja makes an appearance now, 1v1 up against the Dragon Knight, who's pretty damn strong. You do have to mind this DK, he has an MKB and everything, but ultimately,
Well, that's a
too much
dieback.
control, die back on him. Gem dropped, and in fact, one of them bought back as well, I believe King R.
Yes, I believe so. And that's
but-
going to be Rex and could potentially
This could be
be
game.
game. Yes.
Do they have enough tower damage without Mad though?
That's actually a good point.
I guess
Yeah.
Alpha
Oh,
Ninja, if
GG
he's
called.
oh wow. Come on, it could have
Well,
I think they'll at least taken the fight, but I don't know.
it's difficult. 60 seconds on the DK? Oof. And even if he comes back, he doesn't have the Dragon
Yeah,
Form, so...
would have been highly unlikely that they could have turned this around after this kind of a team fight, but damn, what a game. It was a lot of fun. You cannot say
It's
anything other than that.
most enjoyable waiting room I've been in, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Alright, the Chills one now, he was asking in chat earlier whether Na'Vi versus Vega would be casted here, and the answer to that is yes. That is potentially the last match of the day coming up, and the reason I say potentially is because if Na'Vi win against Vega, we will have that same matchup again, but instead as a tiebreaker. Right now, Empire is through, Spirit is through, M19 is through, I believe in this order as well. So the only
yes.
playoff slot left is the 4th one. The Vega Squadron
Na'Vi
sitting at
versus
6
Vega.
and 2. Na'Vi sitting at 5 and 3. That last match is so important. If Na'Vi make it to the playoffs, then only because they win 2 games in a row against Team Vega. We've been kind of 50-50 today, right? They kind of stumbled in their first game. They had a really good performance, though. just a moment ago against N19, one of the teams that has been extremely strong, has a really great had a really great showing in this qualifier so far. So I know Skim. For me, all bets are off on this one.
Yes, I think it's total 50-50 at this point. Certainly in a best of one. Even if you could argue, hey, they look better up until this point, they look better at this point. No, it's a best of one. Anything can happen. These teams know each other. It is CIS Dota. Do not expect anything to go according to plan.
All right, get the tweets going, guys. We certainly will in the short break that's coming up, but we will be ready to go with Navi versus Vega soon, right here. My name is Drag and Drop. I'm joined by Skim. Don't go anywhere.
What does a hero truly mean?